Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher, along with Jerry Burrow. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of hockey going on, Jerry.
Right. Hey, state tournament week. Great sections last week.
I lost my hockey hair over the weekend. I'm ashamed.
What'd you do?
Well, I went to the barber, and she says, maybe the stylist, and she says, "What are we doing today?" And I said, "Give me my money's worth."
Man, you must have paid a lot. They took a lot off.
Oofta. So I'm not sharing in the the hockey hair this weekend, and I feel bad. But wow, what a start to the high school hockey playoffs.
Right. Great finals this week, especially up at Amsoil. Wednesday night, Greenway and Hermantown went at it, and unbelievable. I wasn't there. I was down at another great game, Holy Family and Minnetonka at Mariucci. And
overtimes?
Yes.
Two?
Okay. That's 2 overtimes there, and there's 2 overtimes at Greenway in Hermantown. Yeah. But Greenway scores with 0.1 second left in the game. Down in the cities, Minnetonka scored with 3 seconds left in the game to tie it.
Oh, wow.
But Tonka won in overtime. Greenway didn't.
What does that say about Minnetonka? You had them rated so high throughout the season.
Holy Family's a good team.
Okay.
They're always 5-6 the whole season. So, I mean, you can, when you get that close to each other, you can pull it out. But what's funny is in Class AA, the 4 teams that are seeded 1, 2, 3, 4 have been in the top 4 all year round. I've never seen that in 25 years where the top 4 teams stay there the whole season, you know. They might jump out a little bit, and they might go to 7, 8, lose a couple games.
All right.
This year, so I think we got the right teams in the state.
Okay, let's start with Class A. Mankato East and who is that? Montemedi?
Yes.
Scouting report?
Scouting, well, Montemedi is still a solid A team every year in and year out.
They got the 2 seed.
Yep. So, I mean, I think that's going to, between Orono and Montemedi, I think those are the 2 teams that I think can beat Hermantown.
Number 3, Orono plays Litchfield.
Yeah, they got a strong D-core, and they got some forwards that can put the puck in. And it's kind of funny, and there's a kid that played for Duluth Marshall this year that was on the Orono team last year, but his dad moved up here, Mr. Granis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was living in Orono, played for them last year.
Number 1, Hermantown will take on Monticello. See an upset there?
I don't think Monticello is deep enough to do it. I mean, last year they had some. This is the state championship game, by the way. Last year, Monticello.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a repeat right away. That's kind of neat in a way.
Well, Monticello's got something to prove. Yeah. They got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. So maybe they could pull an upset this time.
And then, boy, this is quite a matchup. 5 and 4, Thief River Falls 5, Alexandria 4th seed. Wow, that's going to be a matchup.
Yeah, I like Alexandria, but Thief River Falls goalie's been real hot. So I always say a hot goalie can get you far in the tournament.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Jerry, but I'm going to. Do you see anything here that who do you think is going to be the final 2 teams standing in Class A for the championship?
Boy, it's either going to be Montemedi, Hermantown, or Orono Hermantown, I think. I think the top 3 seeds will win their games.
Okay.
And then, but the big semis then would be Montemedi and Orono on Friday afternoon.
So what, March 7th, that's a Wednesday. Class A gets started. The championship game is Saturday the 10th at 12 o'clock at XL.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So it's this is a wide open tournament on the A class. So.
Any surprises here of these 8 teams?
Boy. Maybe Mankato East. They haven't been there ever.
Ever?
I don't think they ever have.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that's kind of a surprise.
Well,
They're a decent team.
I might pull for Mankato East. I go for the underdog, you know.
And your Laverne team got beat by Litchfield.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Well, I hope Litchfield goes down in flames then.
Right.
But, you know, I've always said the team with the longest bus ride is the team I cheer for. So go Mankato East over Montemedi.
Oh, the longest bus ride, I think, is going to be Thief River Falls.
Well, that's that game.
Oh,
So.
okay. Every game you do this. So Litchfield and Mankato East will be in the semi.
Only the teams I don't have a horse in the race. Class Double A. Wow, what a matchup. Now, this is going to be, what is it, the Thursday the 8th? The first game, Lakeville North and Edina. That could be the premier game.
Yeah. And here's what everyone out there, and hockey fans that follow the game and know the teams, they want Edina, Duluth East in that semifinal game Friday night. It would be one of the biggest semifinal games of all time if that happened.
East and Edina met in that?
Many times in the semis.
Yeah, okay.
And East is ahead 4-1 on those games.
Oh, wow. So 5 times East has the advantage.
Yeah.
Well, Hill Murray and Minnetonka. Number 1 seed Minnetonka and Hill Murray.
Yeah, Hill Murray upset. It was an upset over White Bear Lake.
Really?
Yeah. And they played a hell of a game. And, hey, Hill Murray's well coached. Their players are a little young in that. But Tonka has the numbers, and they have the skaters, and they have a lot of good. They got a couple D that are just excellent. They're out there a lot, but
well, you've had them ranked in the top 3 all season.
All season, yes.
Centennial and St. Thomas. Centennial, what, the 5 seed? St. Thomas, number 4. Wow, what a matchup there.
Right. Since White Bear lost, if White Bear would have won over Hill Murray the Friday night, they would have been the 5 seed.
You know, this really says a lot about this St. Thomas Academy program, that they left the Class A to Double A, and here they are in the state championship playoffs.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 years they've been in the state now.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Who do you see?
I like St. Thomas. They probably have the best goalie of all these 8 teams.
Really?
So yeah.
Can they go all the way?
Yes, very much.
Wow.
These top 4 teams, I think, are so close. Edina, Duluth East, Minnetonka, St. Thomas, that you can almost pick the winner out of the hat. But I'm going to say Edina is going to be the team. I want Duluth East, but Edina, and then the other side, I'm going to go with a big upset this year finally. Montemita.
Will win state championship in Class A.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to beat Hermantown.
Watch, someone else will beat Hermantown, but it won't be Montemita.
Interesting.
But
okay, well,
I'm just going with that hell.
Yeah, Montemita in Class A. If you want to make some picks in Class Double A, if that's we'd love to see Duluth East in that championship game and win it.
Right.
It's the 20th anniversary of their last.
That's right.
State
98.
championship.
Yeah. So they'll be having a party downtown St. Paul on Saturday night or Friday night. Probably the whole weekend.
Now, of course, Duluth East has been to the championship game since '98. They lost a few years back to Eden Prairie. And then, of course, just a few years ago, 2-3 years ago, to Lakeville. Was it Lakeville?
2015, it was to Lakeville North,
Yeah.
who went undefeated that year.
Yeah,
and they
right.
had the 3 brothers, the Paling brothers, that play up in St. Cloud State now.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2011 was the big year where that triple overtime, they say one of the best final games in state high school.
We were at
tournament history.
There was a Bulldog hockey game that night. We were at Amsoil Arena, and we were paying close attention to that score, and we heard that they lost, and it was a big letdown. But Duluth East trying to do something they haven't done for 20 years.
Okay. That's kind of neat when they put it on the board and everything, huh?
So Duluth East squeaks out a win. They beat
Andover.
Andover had the best player in the game in their goaltender.
Right. That goaltender made 50 saves out of 53, and they had a 2-0 lead going in, and then all of a sudden LeMaster threw that puck, and it got tipped by Baker on the third line, and that got him in there, and then East just started skating around. They had control of that puck in the zone, and it was all East, but that goaltender was making save after save, and then they got a lucky goal by Donovan right in front of the net there, just a whole bunch of people, and they got lucky. It was puck luck. And they went into overtime. And then in overtime, nice deflection way out in the circle by little sophomore Logan Anderson. And LeMaster threw the puck toward the net, and Anderson deflected it, and It was just weird. There's only that much opening in that goalie, and it just so happened to get through. I saw pictures of it. It was just amazing how that even got through. But it did. Game over.
Well, being a Central High School alum, I cheer for Duluth.
There you go. There you go. That's a good one.
Go Duluth.
There you go.
East.
Yes.
So any other high school news or anything regarding high school to go along with this this championship weekend?
I think it's going to be one of the, if these top 4 seeds make it to the semis, it'll be probably the hardest ticket ever in high school hockey in Minnesota.
Any particular reason?
Because you got 4 of the top teams that have been on top of the whole Minnesota hockey high school teams there all year round, and people watching them, and then they see the matchups coming and would like to see this team play that team and that team. It'll just make a great semis and finals if those 4 teams could make it.
Yeah. Well, and too, it just seems to grow. It just year after year you get the same. There's a lot of same people. There's people that have season tickets for this event.
Oh, since the mid-40s when it first started.
Really, that long?
Oh, yeah.
So you've got the season ticket holders, and then you've got obviously the teams, the cities they represent. They're going to have their fans. I just think the growing popularity. I'm kind of curious how many people from out of state come to this event just to see.
Many,
really?
Thousands,
just to kind of experience high school hockey.
People come
in the state of hockey.
I'll tell you, this is so funny. People come downtown St. Paul from out of state, and they might not even go to the game. They just stay in the hotel bar, or they stay in the restaurant across the street, or they just love the atmosphere and hockey people. Yeah. It's just all these bars are crowded.
Hang out at Casetas.
Whatever.
Oh.
Any bar and at Lifties at the whole. I mean, it's great atmosphere and great fun.
You know, that really is. And boy, here we are. Another weekend coming up on us here. State high school hockey. The championships will be determined in Class A and Class AA. Any surprises? Anything that? Any final thoughts on this high school?
I don't see any surprises, but I'm glad. Like I said before, the top 4 seeds in AA made it to the tournament.
No, I know that NHL scouts, they've always had their eye on this.
Oh, every scout's there.
Yeah. So are they there? Are they looking at somebody new for the first time? Maybe just keeping an eye on their guys?
No, they got their guys.
Okay.
They got the ones that are up for the draft.
Who are the guys? Who are the guys that they're looking at?
Well, they got guys for next year too, you know. But they might be LeMaster for East.
Really? Yeah,
they might be. They got this Brinkman and Donovan that are juniors. One from East, Donovan East, and Brinkman from Edina. That they're going to be in the top 3 rounds next year.
Does every NHL team have a scout here?
They will. Yes, every team will have one, but they don't. Not every team right now scouts in this area with a full-time scout.
Sure.
During the season.
But this event.
Yes.
This tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be there.
Former high school hockey player Nick Seeler is now a member of the Minnesota Wild, and my goodness, Sunday night, Detroit came to town. They took a 1-0 lead, or was it 2-0? They had a 1-0 lead.
1-0.
And Seeler took on a tough guy for Detroit. I can't think of his name. And my goodness, they were throwing lefts and right from left field, and right field.
Who was the winner, you think?
Oh, Seeler.
He was the toughest guy on the Gopher team.
Yeah.
Tough. I mean, the guy can lift. You don't want to mess with him. He's so tough.
Well, that was great to see. A local guy, and that really sparked that team.
Yeah.
They
I'll tell you what.
Answered the bell.
Sealer's ever since he came, they called him up. He's been playing every game.
Yeah.
And he's been steady Eddie.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything flashy.
Yeah.
But he's there. He just makes it
Chuck
simple.
Fletcher, please do not turn Mr. Seeler into a Nick Leddy. Please, I implore you, keep him on the team. Of course, Nick Leddy was drafted by the Minnesota Wild, and they traded him like that. And He's been a stand-up defenseman ever since. Played on the Chicago Blackhawks championship teams. And don't let Nick Seeler go.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Wild should stay home because when they go on the road, sometimes, it's rough.
Well, I got to tell you, there's no reason that this team needs to go to Arizona and lose that game. That was back-to-back losses to Arizona.
The worst team.
The worst team in the league. They had lost to them, where was it here? It was March 1st. I'm sorry. I'm looking.
That was the last game out in
here
Arizona.
It is. February 8th.
Yep.
So 3 weeks removed to a home loss to Arizona.
Right.
They go out to Arizona and they lose again. And I thought, how does this happen?
And then they go to Colorado and lose 7-1. Lose, but don't lose 7-1.
Yeah, the wheels just fell off there, and that's, you just got to put that stuff behind you and move forward. And they did. They had a nice win over Detroit Sunday night on national television, and now they play Carolina, who's got a decent record. Carolina will be here on Tuesday the 6th, and then the boys go to Vancouver on Friday and Edmonton on Saturday. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the schedule here. There are 7 home games, and they have 9 road games.
And a lot of them out in the West.
Vancouver, Edmonton, Las Vegas. They've got to go to Arizona again on Saturday the 27th.
And at the bottom, look at that, all West, isn't it?
They've got to go to Nashville on Tuesday the 27th, Dallas on the 31st, Anaheim, Florida, and San Jose.
A lot of West teams.
That's a tough
Yeah.
end of the road.
Because this can make a difference. Let's say they drop a little bit, the wild card.
Well, even at home,
Because they got all these.
They still have
Western
L.A.,
Conference.
Boston, Dallas, Nashville at home. This is a tough schedule.
Yes. They got a tough.
They've got to start playing their best hockey right now.
Right. They got 2 players that are really putting a puck in the net, though. Eric Stahl got, last Tuesday, got a hat trick. Really, he had 4 goals, but they took 1 away.
Yeah.
I thought it was a goal by him, but I guess the video, they go through video and they find out that they can see a tip or something like that.
I know we failed to mention last week he was named first star of the week by the NHL. I'm not sure about this week. But the Minnesota Wild, 66 games in, 37, 22-7, 81 points, third place in the Central Division of the Western Conference. Nashville on top, 93 points. They're the second best team in the league behind Tampa Bay with 94 points. Winnipeg, second place in the Central with 87, and then Minnesota, followed by, and again, Minnesota has 81 points, Dallas, 79 points, Colorado, St. Louis, and Chicago. And boy, I tell you, you look at these 2 here, Chicago's been bad all year pretty much.
They're not going to make it.
But St. Louis, they were at the top of the league for a while, and now they're in 6th looking up.
Their last dozen games haven't been good.
Got to fire the coach?
Oh, must go.
So Minnesota Wild playing well, but I got to tell you, Jer, I'm concerned about losing games like they do to Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, you can lose games on the road to bad teams, but to the worst team in the league.
They're going to have to win 2/3 of their games to make the playoffs, I think. Because they got a tough schedule there. Well, UMD played Omaha this weekend. Holy cow. The way Omaha plays their hockey and puts the forward high on offense, I mean, it's just kind of boring hockey.
Both games were 4-1.
Yep. But for the 3rd time, Jake Randolph got the winning goal for Omaha up here at UMD in his career.
And he's a senior, so this is his final game in Duluth.
So Omaha and UMD UMD doesn't have to worry about him no more.
What's next for Jake?
I don't know. I think he's.
Are they in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, they got to go up to North Dakota
Omaha.
because of that loss.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have been home.
My goodness.
Yeah, they got to go up to North Dakota.
Yeah.
And then Western Michigan will be here. Hopefully, UMD does what they did out in Western Michigan.
They swept them.
Yeah, big time. And then Miami's at St. Cloud, and then Colorado Spring College is over at Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in Penn here. Oh, here's a college story I can't believe. The Gophers 2 weeks ago go out their last series of the year at Penn State in their conference. Then they got them in the Big Ten playoff. They lost the last 4 to Penn State out there. They're done. for now. They're on, let's see, they're 13th place in the pairwise, and they might be able to hold on to get the region, but they don't have no say because they don't play any more games. So it's going to come down. If three conferences, different teams win the playoffs in their conference, Gophers are out. That's amazing to me. They'll lose 4 games to one team.
Was it NPR that had a story, or USA Today, on the Big Ten and what has happened with those Big Ten hockey teams since they basically broke the WCHA league?
Right.
NCHC was formed. The Big Ten went their way. And you've got a lot of people complaining and whining on social media. But it's not so much the teams, it's really the schools. It's the organization, the Big Ten. They got the big multi-million-dollar TV contract.
Right.
And that's
Money.
that really is the culprit.
And then a lot of the Gophers, they just went corporate. They just wanted to charge seat charges and that, so all the corporate people pick them up. They don't care.
Is this a continuing trend? Will this continue?
I guess so. It's just the way. It's not going to be the regular fan every game.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
The seats might have been sold, but
So the fan loses out. Who's the winners in this?
I guess they get their money one way or the other.
They being the universities?
Yeah. They get their money, and then they get the TV rights.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good news story. Here's another player that got away. I still go back. How many coaches missed out on these, like Jake Randolph? Another player is Phil Ballou, sophomore over at Northern Michigan. They won their series with, I think it was Ferris State, or Huntsville maybe.
All right.
But whatever. 3-game series. Phil Ballou got 1 goal and 7 assists.
Jeez.
8 points for a defenseman.
Wow.
And he's only a sophomore.
How did he not end up in a Bulldog jersey?
Right.
I mean, I'm serious.
I'm just saying, how can these coaches miss out on a player like that? He had the best hands in high school.
You know.
Even in juniors, he was great. Really, Dean Blaze, he committed to Omaha at first, and Dean dropped him.
Oh, yeah.
Before the signing.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Got to ask Dean that. Should we get him on the show?
Well, there's got to be a reason.
Maybe they thought his skating was a little slow.
Was there something else going on?
I
Was there
don't
some
know.
personal stuff?
I don't think so. I think
right.
he didn't like his style or something, his skating or something. So,
Again, high school hockey, the playoffs are here, both Class A, AA, and that all starts Wednesday with the Class A Mankato and Matamita, 11 o'clock on Wednesday the 7th, and then on the 8th, Class AA takes the ice. Lakeville North and Edina get it started, and we know that these games do not start on time. I've never quite figured that out, but they'll be going all night.
2 hours difference, yeah.
They'll be going all night.
Jim Erickson will be doing play-by-play for all the games. He's the St. Cloud State play-by-play guy on the radio.
Now, are we going to have some local coverage?
Well, they'll be on. It's always on WDIO, right? They pick it up from 45 in the cities.
Sure. I guess I meant radio coverage. I'm a radio guy.
There should be something. I don't know K-Fan.
92.1?
Maybe K-Fan will pick it up. They have K-Fan down
Yeah.
there, I know. So maybe
Okay.
K-Fan's picking it up.
All right.
But WDIO up here, look at your local TV, listen. But they'll be doing every game. And down in the cities is 45.
Yeah.
Channel 45. And then just look in your local paper and find out what channel's going to pick it up in your area. But
So
every game will be on TV.
Did you get your steak yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man.
Wishy-
Last season,
Wishy-washy.
Howie Hansen made a bet with you.
I'm not voting for him.
And the bet was, Howie said Riley Tufte would be a 30-goal scorer. And he said, I'll bet you a steak.
And that was his freshman
And
year.
you took the bet.
Oh, yeah, because I can't remember when the last person that ever got
You
30
felt
goals.
confident.
Confident? I was,
Tasting the steak.
oh, yes. It was in my mouth already.
Had you lost, had Tufte scored 30 or more, you would have been elated to buy him that steak.
I would have bought him right away.
Howie, got to pay your debts.
Howie, look up into the camera when you take a picture.
You know, you can't be doing that stuff because these are things that don't get forgotten.
Oh, and everyone in the press box knows this.
All right.
That bet.
Let's move on.
Good. Oh, I want that steak now. Should we go for the rankings?
Yeah.
There you go.
So these are the final rankings.
Here's the pairwise.
Oh, I see. These rankings. These are college hockey. St. Cloud State, number 1. The coaches poll and pairwise. Notre Dame, number 2 in the pairwise.
Yep.
And number 5 in the coaches. Cornell, number 3. My goodness. Ohio State 4. Minnesota State 5. Denver 6. These are pairwise. Michigan 7. Clarkson 8. UMD 9th. Boy, I got to tell you, Jer, at the beginning of the season, if you would have told me Minnesota would end the season 9th in pairwise,
I'd say you're nuts.
yeah,
I would too.
yeah,
New goalie, 10 freshmen.
yeah.
I mean,
And
it's amazing.
It really is.
They're doing a good job, and they're getting they know their role. Most of these players now, and they go out there and do it.
So NCHC, you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the 14 and 15 are going to fight to make it.
But in the top 20.
But whoever wins this series in the playoffs will get there.
North Dakota, Nebraska, Omaha.
Yeah, that's a big series then, right there.
And that's this weekend.
Yep.
So
North Dakota.
Jake's father will not be up there.
Well, he can get up there after he wins the state tournament if there's a third game. Third game and win the state.
Well, I hope Mike Randolph and the boys from Duluth East go down to state, and I hope they do win. I think it'd be great. On the 20th anniversary of their last win, being so close, 3 times out of the last 5 years?
Yep. They played
3?
Well, 2015, 2011, they're there a lot of years there.
They're just
last
so
2 years
often.
they haven't, but then they've been there 7 years straight.
Well, we've come to the end. Check us out online, MinnesotaHockeyConnection.com. Check us out on Facebook and like us there. And we have a YouTube channel that's getting a lot of looks, a lot of activity on YouTube. So check us out there. We want to thank the staff at PACT-TV in downtown Duluth City Hall, where this is taped. And Jerry, final thought?
If you can't make it down to state, get on TV, because every game's going to be on TV. But if you want the experience and the atmosphere, get down to downtown St. Paul. And East, by the way, is playing a team that's never been to state tournament ever, St. Michael Albertville. And that'll be right after the first game on Thursday afternoon, so probably about 1:30, I'd say.
Well, with that, we'll be back here to wrap up all the high school hockey. We'll see you then. We'll be back next week to drop the puck.